Good morning, everyone. This is Mama or Maggie. Sorry, I'm not redoing that again. It's the third time that I'm getting confused with my tongue. Tongue tire, Frugal Mama or Maggie. They both start with M. Anyways, good morning. And today's topic is why I'm doing the extreme way of the challenge to the best of my ability. Because with COVID, everything has changed. Our lives, everything. And no, I wasn't always this extreme as I was the year before or the year before that. But life does teach you lessons, and this is what it taught me. And the future doesn't seem bright. So you want to follow my journey on trying to make things back to normal? Quite back to normal, because we're never going to be normal after this COVID thing. How about subscribing and giving me a thumbs up? And if you like, how about leaving a comment? So let's start. Made a list. Yeah, was thinking about it for about 2 hours this morning. Why I need my store at home. Yeah, that's what I thought at the beginning. It's quite a difficult thing because I'm a Canadian. Yeah, I was born, given up for adoption, adopted by a Greek family. Lived in Canada my whole life, in West Island, $days or more. Hey, for $days or more. And I don't want to get depressed again. Because I do get depressed whenever I think of my hometown. That's where I grew up, so. There's a lot of differences between Canada, the US, and Greece. Because I'm in Greece right now, and there's humongous differences. I was hearing on the news about inflation and the crisis, because this COVID has made things difficult all over the world, and especially in countries where the 2008 crisis, the economical crisis, never actually finished. We never got over the 2008 economical crisis. We're still living it. So COVID on top of that, and the government borrowing money, doesn't add up, does it? Same here. Why is my store so important? Because it's the basic breadwinner for this family. Let me just get more comfortable on the floor. I love sitting on the floor. Yeah, there's no pillow down here, just tiles. But I don't mind. It's the basic winner, as I was saying, for my family. I pay most of the bills, most of everything, and I cannot lose that. At some point, 2012, I discovered, because you're going to have to go back to discover things I learned in the past. Because that's where the story starts. I discovered I was adopted. I was so pissed at the world, so mad at everyone. I decided to close the store. It's like, yeah, who wants to work 18 hours and make basic wage of a Canadian? When you see the prices from here, because we do have internet, you can just Google a few things, and it's like the price that I'm paying here for tomatoes is about the same price in Canada. Rent here is about the same price in Canada. Because I was converting from euro to Canadian dollar. Because it was easier for me to see my place. Like I was looking where I'm living now, not another city. Plus where I was living in $days or more then. So it was adding up with the same thing. But they're getting paid by the hour. I think in 2012 it was around $11 an hour. And here it's the same. It's been the same thing. Basic wage for a woman is around $500, $550 a month. A month for working 40 hours a week, And sometimes they make you work more hours. And we're not talking like a big CEO. We're talking like basic wage. Because I wasn't looking for a job that was... Here, there's no jobs. The only job I could find if I do close the store is Club Med. And I did apply there. And they go to me, yeah. I speak 3 languages. English, French, and Greek. And they're all fluent. And I couldn't get a job there because I was too old being 40. How about 48? What am I supposed to do now if I lose the store? So I wouldn't be able to have employment anywhere. So back to topic. So when I did close the store in 2012, I discovered that I had to pay money to close it. To the government for closing a store that wasn't doing so well. It was doing better than it is now, but my mindset wasn't the way it is today. And I discovered after paying the government money in and out for so many years, because I had the store from, I don't know, it's been like 20 years, I think, over 20 years now. So then it was like over 10 years, even over 13 years, I think, then, that I don't get employment. They're like, you are a store owner? That's your problem. You should have thought about it. I'm looking at my things so I can make them in order this time. There was no social security. And what else was it? And I couldn't file for bankruptcy because I did have the house. And this house was built on really cheap because my husband's a construction worker. We got all the supplies with a discount. All our furniture was discount. So I was never like a humongous spender, but I wasn't the ultimate cheapskate, they call me in this family. So I went to file for bankruptcy and they go, yeah, but we're going to take away your house. And in the house, like right under me right now, is the store. It's like one building. And I'm like, So they're going to take away my car, my house, my store, and everything that's in my name. So there would have been a family on the street with no car, no place to sleep. And no, I wasn't ready to go back to living without electricity at my mom's. Because I did that for 15 years when we first came to Greece. Those are awful years. No electricity. You know what no electricity means? And I wasn't about to go become homeless. So I went to Canada for a year. That's a new video. I'm going to tell you guys about it some other time. There's good times, there's bad times, and there's a lot of stupid times. So coming back, I came back in April of 2013 and I opened my store, not this store, another store, at the village in October. Kept it for 2 years. The guy was asking for too much rent and wasn't worth it. So I just closed it and came and opened my store again. And that's where I've been and being grateful for it. But I did discover, like, if you're a store owner, it's called freelance or something like that. It's like, duh, I'm a store owner, you idiot government. You don't get unemployment no matter how much you pay. I pay for my health insurance and all stuff like that, and I don't get unemployment if I do close the store. But if I had an employee, which I pay her health care and stuff like that, she's gonna get unemployment. Doesn't make sense, right? Like I said, there's no employment. The only place I could go is Club Med for $500 or $550. Not worth it. So you could say I could go to the city, get away from this village. Well, to go to the village and get a basic income at my age, that is if they employ me, because unemployment is really high, and make a basic wage of 500, 550, and rent out a 1-bedroom flat or apartment for 300, plus electricity, plus water, plus this, in a bad neighborhood, and only have like 200, 250 euros left a month if I'm lucky. No, that doesn't add up. It's 300 for rent, plus water, stuff like that. All that, like food, transportation, clothing, survival. Everything would have to be in that 250 a month for a family. And we have to live like one on top of the other in a bad neighborhood. And I wouldn't be able to plant things, like my garden every summer. So no, it's better to struggle here than go to Athens or a city. Like I said, I can't file for bankruptcy. And now, here in Greece, they have no stimulus checks. Yeah, no stimulus checks for COVID. There's no small business loans. There's big business loans, humongous business loans, but no small business loans. So we have to take care to have the store. Even when all this is gone, if it ever goes away, we need to have an income. Like I told you before, the national debt of Greece is rising, and we aren't even over the 2008 crisis. I might show you guys a picture what I saw on the news, but I didn't have enough time to actually take a picture of the actual thing. And they're like, 2021, it's going to be a bad year for Greece. And I'm like, really? Why? Did it even get better after 2008? And they said 2022 is going to be a hard year too. 2023 is going to get a little better. But knowing Greece, because I've been here for 30 years, a little better is like, yeah, we're lying to you. And they see like things kind of getting back to normal, the way we were like before COVID, but still in a crisis in 2025. Am I able to find a second income? No. I don't think it's worth working 40 to 50 hours a week. 4 weeks a month for 500 to 550 euros. And they're not going to employ me. They don't want me. I'm 48 now. Who wants a 48-year-old? Go to Athens. I'm a woman. No one's going to employ a woman except that they're going to hit on me, do stupid things like that. So that's a no-no. What can I do? I can limit my budgets to the minimum of not even poverty. Because I was looking at the poverty line and it's below 1,000 for one person. For a family of, right now, it's, because my son moved out, it's 4 of us. Me, my husband, my oldest, and my daughter. But if my son doesn't make it in Athens, he might have to move back and be 5 again. But let's just calculate me, my husband, and my daughter. The poverty line would be 3,000 a month. We don't make that much money. For one person, the poverty line is 1,000 a month. I was reading it like 2 days ago and going, what are you talking about? We're a family of 4 and sometimes 5, especially last year, and we live off that. And we don't feel like we are restricted, but not that much. Either that or I've gotten used to it. I have no idea. So what do I want to accomplish with my extreme no spend this year, like 2021? Because I've started, I never actually stopped my no spend, but I just kept on going. Like I wanted to eat a cake, I would go buy a cake. It's food. And I don't eat cake all the time. I eat it like once every second month. But this December, I didn't even buy a birthday cake because I wanted to save the money. I have to save the store, pay my mortgage, pay the debt I have that came from a car fire, a store fire. My store caught on fire at some point. I got a car. That was before 2008, and I knew I could pay it back in 2 years. But it never happened because 2007 was a kind of a weird year. And then 2008, all hell broke loose here in Greece. So I'm stuck with that, refinancing my mortgage and my loan just to keep it. But they told me I'll be paying the two amounts until I'm at least 100. Yep, if it keeps on going the way it's going right now, like if I had just paid my monthlies until I'm 100, there's no way. I'm going to keep those going for another 52 years. Because we're not sure 21 what's going to bring. 22, nobody was expecting this lockdown. Nobody was expecting this craziness. A lot of small stores are going to close. And a lot of people are going to go bankrupt. And a lot of people are going to be living hard times. But getting used to them slowly and paying off debt with the rest makes sense to me, because if I was spending like I was spending 15 years ago, and switching, I have a cold, and switching from one style, the one that I was living 15 years ago, to today's ways that I'm living right now, trust me, I would have committed suicide. There was no way I could do it. But I gradually went from 10% craziness, that's what my family calls it, to 20, to 30, to 40, to 50. And I'm going even more extreme every year. To make sure when all this is finished, when I'm 58, the way I'm thinking about it, I'll be able to have at least a roof over my head for my old age. Because my old age pension here in Greece is going to be 300. And at 65 or 67 when I receive it, if I ever receive it, or 70, because you never know, they're changing the ages. I think now it's 67 and they're thinking about making it 68. Will I be able to be working 18 hours a day at 67 or 66 until they give me my pension of 300? That's not even enough for electricity, because electricity is expensive in Greece. Car insurance, house insurance, taxes. It's like, no, that's not enough. And to put bill payments on top of that, like loans, mortgages, and even the electricity bill will be a lot. No. I don't want to lose my house, and I don't want to lose my store, because that's helping me survive. That is the actual reason why I'm doing the extreme no spend 2021. And yeah, no spend doesn't mean not buying food or buying extra food to have in the refrigerator. It means not spending on stupidities. And last year, what am I talking last year? This year, I'm still smoking, people, from a couple of days ago. I was smoking. I'm a smoker. I was a smoker. A 2-pack smoker. And I've gone all the way down to between 5 and 3 cigarettes, because from a 2-pack smoker, This is not helping. I had this from last year. I got it for my birthday last year. And I discovered, like, because I was trying to quit again. But this time it's doing better. Like, I'm doing 5 to 3 cigarettes a day from my husband. Because my husband's a smoker, my sons are smokers. Long story. Even if I need to get vape juice for this, this is really cheap. I'm not gonna get, where is it? These kind of bottles. They're way too expensive. I found last year a place that sold, the store that sells these also makes these. This is 100 and they're the same price. Like, I think this is like €1 more expensive. And this could last me, I don't know. Because when I started this year again, like a couple of days ago, it wasn't full. And this is like 6% nicotine, which is really low for me. That's why I go nuts on this all day. And I still need 5 to 3 cigarettes, but I'm doing a lot better. Please, I'll be off smoking in 2021 because I do have 2 more weeks in front of me. And getting used to it. For Christmas now, am I going to get any gifts? I don't think so. It's going to be a giftless year. My daughter's going to be cranky. Everyone's going to be cranky, but I'm not buying them gifts. Because, like I said, 2021 is a scary year. I've heard people saying that 2020 is the lockdown pandemic year and 21 is the year of famine. No, I don't want to starve. So what I've learned in these past 3 years, 4 years, let's say 5 years, I've learned how to garden. Yay for gardening. And we're getting really good at it. This year from the vegetable garden from our store, I bought nothing. Like, only onions. And a few lettuces because I can't grow lettuce in a heat wave. I've learned how to make soap from olive oil. That had to stop because we had no olive oil production this year or last year. So that's 2 years in a row. And we used to make like 300 kilos a year. So yeah, first year, no olive oil. Then the pandemic, then again, no olive oil. See, life is hard. So I stopped making olive oil. We have none left. We might even need to go out and buy some. See, life is hard. You don't know what tomorrow is going to bring you. Continue. I've learned how to make homemade bread from scratch. Through bread machine, through hand. Any way you can do it. I've learned so many ways to live. I don't think it's gonna... I know I'm gonna freak out at some point. I'm gonna get more depressed, more cranky about not spending and not having things I want. But I'm getting used to store brands. And that's it for today. Because this video has gotten really long. So, how about telling me in the comments? This video is getting stuck. So, how about telling me in the comments what you guys are going to do for 2021? Till next time, enjoy, keep saving.